And hello, my friend. This is Matt here. And real quick, I want to take you behind the scenes on if you would become a client today. So, the very first email that I send out to my clients will have a link to their Google Drive folder. And whenever they click on that link, it will look like this. So, if you would click on that link, the first thing I would tell you to do is come to the Getting Started guide, and that will take you through steps 1 through 5 on exactly what you need to do next so you don't feel overwhelmed, so you don't have anxiety. You'll know exactly what you need to do just by following the steps in that Getting Started guide. And now what I'll do is I'll just go through each one of these real quick and tell you their functions and what they're for and why they are important. So the first thing that I have, this first folder, is the daily tracker. And as you'll see with each one of these folders, I do have tutorial videos for everything that you need to be doing on a regular basis, how to do it exactly, and you will have access to all of these. But if you click on the daily tracker, it should open up and it should look a little bit like this. One sec. It is loading. All right. And so for client check-ins, I have everything laid out right here on what you need to do every week, what you need to do every 2 weeks, and what you need to do every 4 weeks. I find this page just makes it easy and straightforward so that people know exactly when and what to send me every single week. I also have this little button here that is a link that goes straight to my email. It formats the email for you on exactly what you need to do, what you need to send me for a weekly check-in. That's this first tab. If you go down here to the second tab, you will see the nutrition tracker. To make this just a touch bigger, I'm going to go up here and make this 75%. And you'll see, I know it can look like a lot at first, but again, I have videos that describes all of this. But this is where my clients track their weight, right? So if you see, we have the date over here. We have the weight in this column where they put their morning weigh-ins. This is the protein, fat, carbs, fiber, and calorie content. And you'll notice here, if I just type in, let's say 123, and I click enter, right? So you'll see that whenever I enter in the macronutrients for that day, I have a formula in here that automatically calculates the calories for you. So that's super nifty, and I found clients enjoy that. Then we also have the training session column. We have cardio, stress levels, hunger levels, sleep, etc. Just a bunch of different data so that I can get the full perspective on what my client is doing on a regular basis, and that I can cover all the various factors that go into giving them a great transformation, because it's much more than just tracking their weight or tracking their calories, etc. There's a lot of different factors that need to be monitored on a regular basis to make sure they are making progress. And there's also comments over here where they can let me know anything specific that happened on a certain day, right? Then we have their weekly calories and then all their other macronutrient targets up here in the top right corner. And yeah, so this is mainly where they will spend a lot of their time putting in their information so that I can analyze it and then get back to them with their instructions on a weekly basis. Then we go over here in this next tab, and you will see measurements. This is just another tool besides the scale that I like to use. And so they take measurements about every 2 weeks. And again, it's just another tool to track their progress. Right? Okay, so that is that folder. And if we exit out of that, we go back here. So now we are back at the home page of the folder. So that was the daily tracker. And then we go into the MISC folder, and this is going to be the official client handbook that every single client of mine receives, along with the grocery list, the 80/20 grocery list. The handbook goes through everything. I think it's about 20 pages long, but everything that you need to be a successful client, how to work with me, my philosophies, etc., etc. I think I even go over sleep, alcohol, stress, a bunch of other little goodies inside there as well that clients can look through on a regular basis. And then the 80/20 grocery list is not a exclusive food list where they only have to choose from this list. It's more so just suggestions on foods that they should eat 80% of the time and foods they should eat 20% of the time. The missed folder is also if they would upload, let's say, a form analysis of, say, a squat, bench, deadlift, whatever exercise they're having trouble on, or if they just want me to take a look, they can also upload that video here. All right, that's it for the missed folder. We go back to the home page. Then we go to progress photos. This one's pretty straightforward. This is just another tool that I use to measure their progress. They upload their pictures here, and I also make sure to include a video tutorial on exactly how to do that the best way possible. And lastly, we have training plans. So this is where you would find all of your training plans. Again, another tutorial there that you can use to interpret and analyze your plan. Excuse me with that. And if we click on the example plan real quick, this is what will pop up. We'll let it load. One second. There we go. Oh, there's the beautiful logo. If we go up here, we go from 100% to about 75%. Then you can get a little bit of better view of everything. But yeah, all the stats on this overview tab, basically. And we have the mesocycle, so every single 4 weeks, this is what our focus is going to be. So this is our focus is over the next 4 months. And then we have reps in reserve, we have understanding that, and then the weekly overview, so which session they should do on which day, right? And this is just based off of whatever schedule they gave me, and I make their plan accordingly. Then we go over here, we go to week 1, for example. All right, so this is what the training plans will look like. Again, I know it can look like a lot if you're not used to something like this or something as extensive as this, but I promise it gets super easy whenever you watch the tutorial videos. You get the hang of it very quickly. But real quick, you'll find right here, this is the exercise column, the exercises that they need to be doing for this session. So we have session 1 right here, for example. So this would be day 1, and then we have session 2, so day 2, day 3 right here, and then day 4, for example. And if you'll notice that this button, or this, bilateral dumbbell rows is underlined, there's a video tutorial there that clients can click on to make sure that they are doing the exercise correctly. Often I will have a lot of these exercises underlined and linked so that you know exactly how to perform each exercise. Then we have the sets in this column. We have the reps here. We have reps in reserve that you may or may not have with your plan. If you're more intermediate to advanced, you'll have something like this. If not, we won't even worry about it. Right here is how much you rest in between each set. And then these are the notes section that I use to make sure that the client has certain cues to make sure they're doing the exercise exactly how I want them to do it. And then over here is how to track things. So you'll notice, let's say on the bilateral dumbbell rows, they use a 50-pound dumbbell and they do 6 reps. So whenever they type in 50 and 6, the total volume is automatically added up over here. So for example, if I type in 50 and then I type in 7, enter, you'll notice that the formula inputs the volume for you. And this is just a really good way so that clients can see their progress in real time from week to week and see that volume go up, which is guaranteeing that they're making progress consistently. And yeah, so that's basically it with the training plan. You'll notice that these colors here and stuff, so this means like a giant set or a superset, right? These are activation exercises. I try and make it as clear and concise as possible on what the goal of that exercise is, right? So we go down here, this is week 1, then we have week 2, week 3, and week 4. And every single week builds off the next, or builds off the previous, sorry. And I have changes built into each week to make sure the plan is getting harder and harder and building off of each other. And that is it for the training plans. And then we go back here, back to the beginning, and that's mostly it. Again, I try and make everything as simple as possible. This is basically the client hub, and everything that you would need if you would sign up is right here. And I've seen great success with this. And anytime that I reiterate it, I'll make sure to let you know. But for the most part, this has worked great. So hope to see you on the other side. Thanks.